Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 15 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 15-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 10 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 10-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 5 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 5-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 2 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 2-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 1 minute from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 1-minute time check, stations.
on the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield. Live from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar inside the Hyatt Regency in Coralville. This is Hawk Talk with Jan Jensen. Presented by Oak Knoll Retirement Community. Oak Knoll, a not-for-profit life plan community serving the Iowa City community for 59 years. Also brought to you by Iowa Corn. You might think Iowa just grows corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Brought to you by Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. Powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right. Bud Light, proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Also brought to you by University of Iowa Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist, made right here in Iowa since 1895. And by your local Ford dealers. Here's Rob Brooks.
Well, after 32 regular season and Big Ten tournament games, the Hawkeye women wait for Selection Sunday on March the 15th at 7 o'clock to find out which teams will join the Hawkeyes at Carver Hawkeye Arena for the first and second rounds of the NCAA tournament. And welcome to our final Hawk Talk show of the season. That's kind of sad to say. We've had so much fun the last several months, and certainly invite you into the conversation. We'll get this information out to you quickly. Twitter X, it's at Iowa_Learfield or hashtag Hawk Talk. Facebook.com /HSP Learfield, and also the text line 319-853-8344. Also email hawktalk@HawkeyeRadioNetwork.com. We could have done this show outside today.
We could have. That'd have been nice, wouldn't it? I want to thank everybody who could have been outside to be here for our final show. You guys are the best. There's no place like Iowa. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
And certainly appreciate everybody that has been here all season long. We're getting the volume and set and everything. You have props, huh?
I know.
Nice flowers.
I got to thank my dear friends back there, Karen, and our lovely. She used to be a. What was your title with engineering? Yes. So she had with all of our engineers. She was our ace in the pocket right there. Let me tell you, great job. Thank you. And they just brightened my day. You might have known I might have needed a day brightening after yesterday. So God bless you all for being here. Thank you. But that's so lovely. And thanks for your recruiting help. And Karen, you directing the library at right? Yep, Iowa Women's Archives. So we have lots of conversations, Karen and I, about my grandmother's memorabilia. So we've become friends over the years for that. So thank you for the flowers and for certainly being here. And thanks for the help recruiting. Jane Dorman right there.
Well, you've had a few engineers over the years, haven't you?
I have. Yeah. And we have, and they've been great young women, first and foremost.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, Indianapolis got a couple of big victories and got to the title game. That's certainly the good news. Yeah. And now kind of a week to not get back, but probably give the players a little bit of time off. And I think that's kind of a nice thing to have a week between your conference tournament and the NCAA.
It really is. I mean, you know, depending on what side of that you're on, when we were in the Missouri Valley at Drake, we would play up until Sunday, and you'd hopefully get the Missouri Valley Championship, and then you'd go right into your selection show. So you just had to turn that into like, we have the momentum, let's go, or whether you won it or not. But now when you're on this side of the coin, it's kind of nice to have that break a little bit. And so what we do when we go deep into that weekend, which we ended up playing, it didn't go like we wanted it to, of course, on Sunday, but getting to the finals, you're still playing and pretty intense that whole time. So we do give them off a couple days to get the body rested and just to kind of breathe before this final part of the season starts.
Yeah, and I think a lot of coaches have always talked about if you play in that tournament next week, that can be a really quick turnaround. You get Selection Sunday, it might leave Tuesday to get to a specific site. And if you've just played 3 or 4 games, that's not ideal.
No, it isn't. But you kind of you just have to, you got to control the controllables. I think you could pick. Everybody would say, yeah, let us heal our kids a little bit, rest a little bit. But if you're the Valley, I mean, you can't complain about that. You just want to win it and keep going right in. So I don't make too much of that.
No, and the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament right up the road here.
I know, it's going to be here. Josh Schamberger, good buddy of mine, and I think all of ours. He does such a great job to just bring new ideas and new events to the area to bring in some extra, cash flow. And he did a pitch to the Missouri Valley for the women's tournament. So that'll be here this weekend at the Extreme Arena. And so that's pretty cool. I think it's a good advantage, certainly a home court advantage in a way, hometown-ish with UNI, but not bad for Drake either. So hopefully that will go well, and we'll have a lot of good good commerce coming into our city.
Yeah, it had been in the Quad Cities, so it's been in relatively an hour and a half, a 2-hour drive. And I think the nice thing is if you love basketball, it's a great opportunity to go see some other teams that you haven't seen all year and just kind of hang out. There's nothing better than quarterfinals, right, on conference tournament weeks.
If you're a fan,
4 games.
And March Madness is close, I think there's always drama that unfolds with it. So I think that would be great. It'd be great to support the Valley. I'm a proponent of the Valley, a product of the Valley, and second favorite team will forever and always be Drake.
Absolutely. Well, if you kind of thought back about the good things about Indy, because that Michigan game was really a physical battle, and I know that you had to feel good about coming away with defeating a very good team twice this year.
Yeah, well, I think the first thing is the Big Ten is so deep, and we had the Illinois draw. And so the Illinois draw, that was a lot of drama in that because it took everything we had to win that at home. And they are also a difficult matchup in a way because they're 5 and they're 4 positions. They shoot the 3. And so I was very concerned about that game because we have such a great season going despite what happened. But what would have happened in the tournament, I felt like, man, if you can get that first one, I felt pretty good about hanging on to that number 2 seed. I thought maybe we could have still held had we stubbed our toe, but you certainly want to get that first one. And that was, I thought we played extremely well. And, the end of the game, the score was a little bit closer because we really did control that game from start to finish. But I thought our players knew the scout. They responded so well from a week ago and playing them, and we did it. We made a couple tweaks, and boy, we were able to handle them. So that was awesome. And then we had the rematch with Michigan, which was a little bit, you could just get a sense that I think everybody was, not us, but, it was senior day. Michigan didn't perform as well, or, we have the crowd, this or that. And I thought, well, this will be really great to kind of see on a neutral floor. And I was extremely pleased with how we started that game. And, we had to handle a lot in it. We started well, the same way we did at home, and then Michigan came back. And I think they went up, into that. They were up 1, I think, heading into the half. And maybe in the end of the third quarter. I can't remember what it was. But our fourth quarter was something. The way we responded. And to get that type of a win, it just interesting what can happen to you in 24 hours. We had such a statement win, but it took everything we had in that third quarter. And then we went the opposite way. I just don't think we had enough in the tank to play as great of a team as UCLA. I wouldn't have thought that, as exhilarated as we were after that game. But when you have those games, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're a team, quite honestly, is we need every minute of practice to make some of those adjustments. And when we got beat out at California with UCLA, we didn't front bets, and we didn't double at all. And I really didn't play much zone. But when we started this tournament, we couldn't put our eye on UCLA. We had to make sure we knew Illinois, and then we had to kind of prepare a little bit for Michigan State. That was a 50-50. I thought it would be Michigan, so we practiced Michigan press breaker, but I could not even go there with UCLA. Well, then you win that game. The kids are a little tired, and then as the timing goes, the game is a 2 o'clock start time. So the shoot-around, which you always do, you have an hour shoot-around before the games. By the way, UCLA had the same challenge. This had nothing to do with the fact we did not win the game, the time of the shoot around. It was 8 a.m. So it was daylight savings time. So it's like, do we get up at 8 a.m.? Do we go that for an hour so we can go over the zone? We can go over a couple of out of bounds plays that are tricky. We can work on the double. Or do you let them sleep and then you go in this ballroom and you put masking tape on the floor and you literally just walk through it? So you're cramped, but you make a lane on the floor and you make a little basket on the wall. And I do think that was the best route to go because they slept. But boy, when we got into the flow of the game, I thought we looked sluggish. We weren't really crisp at all in our in anything. But I just think back to back, that was hard for us. And I'm glad that when we get to the NCAA tournament, you'll play, you get that day, you get to play again. So I'm hoping we'll get back to more of ourselves if and when, when we get that opportunity.
Yeah, it is really a whirlwind occasion. You get there, and then you play the next day, and then if you get that night session, it comes really quickly once you get to the semifinals.
It really does. But, I mean, that's what makes March Madness so fun. It used to be, I think the Big 12, they used to, but they went now to back too, is they used to, if you got to the finals, there was a day of rest, and then you could do the finals because they would play it like tonight, which isn't a bad idea.
No.
But for some reason, I think they got away from that. But I know they used to do it. I was always kind of
their title game was yesterday. Yeah.
But, what's great, it's TV timing. That's why you play it too. It's, CBS, the men are on CBS, so that we were tied into that contract. So the women are on CBS. So all the things go into that. We would never, not want to do TV. So anyway, it was a great, it was my son, actually. I was pretty, admittedly a little down after yesterday. And he said, Mom, I just want you to remember how excited you were last night, which would have been the Michigan win. I said, was I? He's like, yes, you were. So it's from the mouth of babes that are 6 foot
he's always
4
got a few good comments for you.
He does for sure.
But that was kind of a euphoric scenario after the Michigan game, and rightfully so to get back to the title game.
Yeah, and they
everybody was happy. Yeah.
Yep. No, I think everything really about that tournament was great. It's just perplexing and very disappointing, and on me, I did not have them ready, and I've kind of made some different mental things I want to change. But it's at the end of the day, what we really can't do, and you never can in any tournament, is you just can't have that be a hangover for the next one. And so you have this break, and to have the team feel so, we just have to, we talked about it briefly, threw it away, and now they have a couple days to kind of heal. And we got to capitalize on everything that went so well in this season. And if you dwell on that, just a real stinger of a disappointment, man, you can just miss the point. And that's what I think our coaching staff's charge is right now, is we can't miss the point. We overachieved. We did some great things. For the most part, we've been playing pretty doggone well. It was just a bad day, but I believe we're going to have some really good ones coming up the rest of March.
Well, and that's where we've talked about that resiliency that this team certainly has, so you would expect more of the same here coming up for postseason, because who can't get ready for that, right? The real tournament.
Absolutely.
But the starts, Jan, you mentioned Iowa over Illinois 21-11 after one, against Michigan 13-4, and then the fourth quarter against Michigan 24-4 to seal that victory, and then came out really good in the third quarter against Illinois too. As you look at two games that kind of toss-ups could have gone either way.
Absolutely. I mean, I think anything really in the Big Ten is, can be a toss-up in that middle. It just is, like anything, it's possession for possession. But when you're in a do-or-die type of situation, it's just that's what makes the tournament so special. And I was really thrilled that we were able to get the Illinois game in the fashion in which we did it. We were trying to sub there a little at the end, and it just got away from us, but not concerning. It just is. They chose to keep their starters in and pressing. And so when you're doing that and you have people that, haven't got that many minutes, that can happen. But as I told the team, I knew we weren't going to lose it, but they got some minutes. And what they did is they were able to rest some of our other kids. So great to get that one.
How about the balance scoring-wise, those first 2 games? Did that stick out to you?
Yeah, I think that's what's been pretty fun about this team the whole year long is one night it might be, Ava really shining and, Hannah. Another night, Taylor Strimler was the, queen of that Michigan game. Ava was solid. Chit Chat, the first couple games in this tournament, she started to kind of show kind of glimpses of what we'd seen earlier in the year. So we have different ways that we can, I think, usually make an impact. It's just, a lot of times with our particular team right now, but it's a lot of matchups. And we just don't really match up really well with a team like UCLA, and few do. But if we get a decent matchup, then that's when you can see that balanced scoring kind of peak and ebb and flow. But if you get a matchup with a team that's pretty big all the way around, and they're maybe a little bigger than your inside, that's usually you can look and see that might be a team we're going to have a little bit more struggle with, and you won't see the balance.
Defensively, in those first 2 games, too, really held the big scores for Illinois and especially Michigan down again as far as the Wolverines are concerned. What kind of led to that?
With the runs at Michigan?
No, your defense against Michigan and Illinois, shutting down some of their big-time scores.
Well, I think we just played Illinois, so we knew exactly what we needed to do a little better and who would hurt us, and they like to really score downhill with a lot of zoom and pistol actions, which is like a guard will flip to another guard, and then she'll come off right away with the ball screen of a post. Illinois does that extremely well. And so that was fresh in our minds. And then Michigan, that was relatively fresh too. But there was just, there was so much at stake in that one because we were both, tied for number 2. And it was chippy here, the inside game. They go at it. And it was chippy in Indianapolis. So that felt almost like, it was definitely one of those rubber matches. UCLA felt so long ago, and that was right after we had lost Taylor McCabe, and we weren't playing nearly as well we had been playing. And I was, much more excited about the opportunity to play UCLA than I was the month ago because I felt we were so much better. And the only thing, I just think they were great that day. I think they were making a statement, and they were going to show everybody that they were clearly the number 1 team, and we just didn't have enough gas in the tank. And so that's when I just had to, after a lot of soul searching, like, okay, sometimes it just is like that, and we're not going to play back to back to back to back the rest of the year. So we'll just gear up and really look at what we need to shore up when we face teams similarly the next time, but really get us confident and doing what we do well and doing things even better for that first round of the NCAA tournament. And how blessed are we? It gets to be at home.
Right.
Right. That's amazing. And I thought another blessing of today was, I woke up and I didn't really sleep, but when I got it from Bailey Turner, he sent me that we were 7th in the AP poll.
Right.
Now, I don't know if we're
Moved
7th,
up.
but the fact is, after, I sent my team a text right away, and I just said, hey, hello, 7th-ranked Hawkeyes. I said, despite that disappointment, I said the respect is still there in the sense of, yes, we respect UCLA, but this is who we are. We get a shot to show who we really are because we know that wasn't us. And so that was, I thought, really good. I hope for our team's psyches. I won't see him for a couple days because I told you I gave him off and I got to go recruiting tomorrow. But I'm hopeful that they feel chipper about that.
And doesn't that go back to what we've been talking about, how good the league is, and then how much respect there is out there for Michigan and Illinois, tournament teams for sure that could make a run.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I mean, the projections, of how many teams are going to get in from the Big Ten.
I've seen 12.
Yeah, and I don't know if it'll be that many.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love it, right? The more you get in. But, yeah, I just think, it's all matchups, but as well as Illinois is playing, right? And Oregon's playing really well. Washington, they were close for 3 quarters with UCLA. So, I mean, there's a lot of good teams. So hopefully, It'd be great if we all just meet up in the Elite Eight or Sweet 16. Have another Big Ten tournament, something like that. I wouldn't
who
mind.
knows, right?
I don't like them until this time of year. Then I'm go ahead, Michigan. Good luck. I wasn't cheering for them 2 days ago or whatever,
Right. It's still kind of tough to do sometimes, right? But the nice thing about the Big Ten tournament, too, as you mentioned, teams like in Oregon or Nebraska had a big lead over Indiana, lost that. Does that keep them out of the NCAA tournament? Who knows? I mean, but that's kind of everybody's got a different agenda.
Yeah.
When you get into something like that, you don't know who you're going to run into.
Yeah. Well, that's what I told our players when we went in. I was trying to diffuse the pressure. Because sometimes you can go in and be in Nebraska. I use that example. They were kind of like, oh, we need this one. And we've been there before many times where you just feel like if we get the first one, I feel comfortable. We're off the bubble. Or we get the first one, we're going to be not in that 8-9 spot, right, for the NCAA. But I felt like, I really try to stay off social media. But everything I'd heard from Bailey Turner, our SID, and my son, actually, they were, hey, we're sitting good, even – if we don't do as well as we'd want to, we feel like we're really a 2. So I just told our team, I said, man, our body of work is so great. Let's just go in and play carefree, and let's just go to win it. And I thought we did do that the first 2 rounds.
It's always interesting, too, because I'm always a proponent of the regular season still should mean a lot. I mean, that's your big body of work, and then you get so much emphasis that's put on, well, how are you going to do in a conference tournament? And does that sway you one way or another? That's one game out of 32 that
I
you
would
played.
like Jenny Fitzgerald, my best friend and former coworker, to come up and take that answer.
Yeah.
Because she, I will reiterate.
Well, she loves so much to be on, right?
Yes, she does. But she is adamant it should be the body of work.
Yep.
The whole, that the automatic bid is for that, 3-day tournament, right? And over all the years, she and I and Lisa have probably solved this NCAA tournament about 10 times, right? If they just listen to us. Now, she does, we all agree, the March Madness. But that is what, especially, we spent a lot of our years at a mid-major. And so when you're playing, there's a lot of really good mid-majors that are going to get shut out sometimes with these big conferences. And now that we're on the other side, you can see, let's say you don't take a Nebraska, but let's say a small conference, they get upset. But the team they upset was 31-0. Well, it's hard not to take that 31-0 team. We get it.
Well, on the men's side, we're finding that with Miami of Ohio.
Right, with that example. So it's really, that's what's hard. But the body of work, right? But we get it. But I think Jenny, over the years, she's done a lot of analytical work on that. And so if you have time, she'll be back in the corner.
Taking all sorts of questions after the show, right?
Yeah.
Well, don't forget, the Ben McCullum Show will not be here, but it will be on the Hawkeye Radio Network, pre-recorded with Coach, along with Bennett Sturtz and Cam Menyow will be along as well, as the men are off to Chicago to start their Big Ten tournament run. They play Wednesday morning at 11 o'clock. We'll face the winner of Oregon and Maryland. We've got plenty more here to talk about the Hawkeye women getting set for hosting the first and second rounds of the Big Ten tournament. And that gives us a chance to remind you that Hawk Talk with Coach Jensen is presented by Oaknall. It is Oaknall's mission to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through Life Care, a not-for-profit life plan community serving the Iowa City area for 59 years. Oaknall is conveniently located near the University of Iowa Healthcare Campus, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, and, of course, downtown Iowa City. A proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Visit oaknall.com to learn more. Throughout the Iowa Corn Cyhawk Series, it is Iowa Corn that promotes honest, hard-working values that are uniquely Iowan. Thank you to Iowa's corn farmers who lead the nation in corn and ethanol production, feeding and fueling us all. Go to iowacorn.org to learn how corn grows Iowa. We'll have more Hawk Talk with Jan Jensen, presented by Oaknall live from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar from Learfield.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 58 years. Oak Knoll is located near the University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oakknoll.com to learn more. We are a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
Despite the unshakable Iowa-Corn Cy-Hawk rivalry, there is one thing Iowa State and University of Iowa fans can both agree on: getting hyped for Unleaded 88. It's cleaner burning and better for your engine, and it's cheaper than other fuel options, making Unleaded 88 the clear fuel choice. If Iowa Corn Cy-Hawk rivals can agree on it, you know it's worth the hype. So pump it up with Unleaded 88, grown by Iowa corn farmers.
Cancer doesn't care. It doesn't care what you look like, how old you are, what you do, or where you live. We do. University of Iowa Healthcare is doing more to beat cancer than anyone in the state. From second opinions to life-saving treatments that happen here first. We lead the way in research, training, and care because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Hawk fans, stop in and visit the newly renovated guest rooms at Hyatt Regency Coralville Hotel and Conference Center, located in the heart of Iowa River Landing. Stay within walking distance of Extreme Arena, home of the Iowa Hawkeye volleyball team, as well as great restaurants, shopping, and scenic walking trails along the Iowa River. Hyatt Regency Coralville is also the home of Hawk Talk with Jan Jensen and Ben McCullum. Come together at Hyatt Regency Coralville, where everything you need is right here.
Save time when you shop online with Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee makes it easy to order groceries online through our app or Hy-Vee.com. Pickup is always free. And if you have a Perks Plus membership, you get free delivery and free express pickup. Shop online with Hy-Vee and you can create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Talk about convenient. Order groceries online today. Check out Hy-Vee.com or download the Hy-Vee app.
RE/MAX is the official real estate partner of Iowa Athletics, and we understand there's a number for everything: square footage, down payment, interest rates. But how do you measure the trust you have in your agent? For a RE/MAX agent, it's not about numbers on a contract. It's being a trusted RE/MAX agent. That means you'll get honest advice, expert guidance, and someone who's committed to your success. Because while numbers count, trust is what truly matters. RE/MAX, the official real estate partner of Iowa Athletics. Each office independently owned and operated.
Welcome back to Hawk Talk with Jan Jensen, our final show of the season that started back in November, and here we are for March, the fun time of year as Hawkeyes getting set for NCAA tournament rounds of 1 and 2 at least, and then hopefully on from there to the Sweet 16. The sites are Fort Worth, Texas, and Sacramento this year. It will be interesting to see how many teams from the Big Ten get into the NCAA tournament. Let's see here.
Are you not prognosticating?
10, yeah, looking at it. I think 10, 11.
10, 11. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just
Maybe
glad
10.
the Hawks are in.
That's right. That's the fun part of it. You don't have to worry about it.
I know. Oh, that bubble watches.
It is a rough one, isn't it?
Yes, that's a tough one.
That's probably a time as a coach you sit down and list all the line items of why you should be in, right?
Well, and you're watching
case.
these mid-major tournaments with as much stress as coaching. Because if you're on the bubble and you have the wrong team upset somebody, then that takes an at-large spot. So that's just another blessing when you don't have to be sitting on that bubble seat. That's the goal. Forever the goal is to not be on the bubble seat, to be comfortably in.
Yeah, be way above it for sure.
Yes,
and that has been the case, and that's the fun part about it. Kate Martin and Gabby Marshall.
Yeah, that was cool. They came.
That was
really cool.
Great to see them.
I'm going to blame them because they flew home on Sunday morning. I say, you know what? You left your juju and all the things. You should have stayed there. Yeah.
Another case for a Monday night game, right?
Instead
of a Sunday one.
I will never blame those two. If you're listening, never. You took us. You guys are the best.
Great to see him. And then, of course, Ava Hayden and Hannah, the all-tournament team.
Yep,
and,
that was great.
Just Ava's play this year is just really grabbed the nation as far as post players and where she came last year to finishing off just her sophomore season. I think it's one of those players, too, that you think, God, you're really only a sophomore?
I know.
It seems like it's great she is.
Yeah, amen.
But it seems like
Amen.
junior year and just all the things that she did this year on a high note.
Yeah, I'm just so pleased, so happy for her. You know, just it's what you want to see happen when a kid, you know, kind of, you know, relinquishes it all and just says, okay, what's the process? And when she started to get in the gym, you know, a little after Christmas last year, and just really taking those steps, it's been really fun to watch her ascension. She's playing extremely good basketball.
So players get a few days, and you're off recruiting.
Like, yeah. Gave the staff today.
Kind of what you're going to do this week.
So the staff, I said, make sure you get your energy up. And then I just went in and got practice and kind of organized the week today and did the things I needed to do, and then met you here. And then tomorrow I'll fly out. I'm going to go see our superstar coming in from Cali. And hopefully, if all holds well with our lovely Red-Eyes, I will be back on a plane tomorrow and be at practice, hopefully land at 11. But I get nervous when I read all the news because all these cutbacks with the TSA, it looks like everything's so delayed. And so fingers crossed,
Right.
That's the plan. Nice. I have to make a connection via Denver to get to her game, and then get back on a red eye and if I get to Chicago, at least I think I can drive it and make practice.
And that always makes you feel better. At least you can
you
get there, get within driving distance, and an incredible year for her.
She's doing great. Yeah, I'm just so excited for her. And, you know, we talked about early on when she was up for National Player of the Year, and you think she got up for that when she missed most of last season. And then when she came back, had to come back slowly in January, and is still, I think, you know, amongst the top 3 in the nation. So that's really cool. So I'm really glad that it's worked out that, you know, because I couldn't get out there during the season. Certainly our assistant had got a chance to see her, but I needed her to keep winning because this is tournament play tomorrow. But I was pretty sure she was going to be able to win those first couple. So I'm excited to see her.
And then always what makes the tournament fun and also stressful too. You really don't have an idea of who you're going to play, so you really can't. To go ahead and take a peek. I guess you could kind of plan on seeds and start some stuff, but I'm sure Sunday nights when everything starts to get gathered.
Well, it's kind of fun. Like what I do, like today when I made practice, I wanted 10 minutes of a scrimmage. I want it to be against our male practice squad, and I call it small ball. So if you're playing a smaller team, like when we played Creighton, they're smaller, right? There's no big one in the inside. Or think Drake, think of Northern Iowa. They're all really good. They're really good with their guard play. They do a lot of tricky actions with X screens and wide screens, and they keep you moving. And I want to do a little bit of small ball because with the higher seed, we probably will get someone in that genre that won't have a big person right away. And then I also, for another 10 minutes, I want to work on kind of a relentless press. We'll use the model of Ohio State or Connecticut. They have a heck of a run and jump. Michigan didn't. They do it. They haven't done it as much later to us this game because they also had to play 3 games in 3 days. So I'm just trying to get styles out there tomorrow, and then what I'll do on Thursday is I will hire officials, and we'll have a real game because we're used to playing games, right? All of a sudden to go this long without a game. So we'll play a game, and then I'll probably ask Sean. He does a great job. Sean Sullivan, he's our defensive guy, but also he is kind of oversees our male practice players. And then the trickiest actions that we faced this year that we didn't handle, that's what I plan to have him run, right? So a lot of the things that we just maybe didn't handle really well against USC. We didn't handle really well some Princeton sets when we played Connecticut. And then just a couple of the guard actions yesterday. But, you know, you got to, like, Lauren Betts is Lauren Betts, 6'7", so I'm not going to work on those type of actions, right? So that's kind of, you know, the template, what it'll be this week. And then Friday, Saturday, and this is our template we've had with Jenny and over the years, and Lisa. We've done different times, different teams. But I thought this team, when we went to the championship, we get a couple days off, play a couple days off, and then we'll practice before the selection show. And that day we'll just be focused on us. Just there's an hour focus on us tomorrow too. I would need our offense to look a little better. I don't think we handled the physicality and the intensity of how UCLA came at us. But again, they play defense so much differently than Illinois does, right? And then Michigan's defense is a step, they're also intense, but nothing's like UCLA. But I want to try to work on the hardest type of defense we can play in the tournament. I'm going to do that earlier in the week when we don't have to start curtailing down on being tired. So there is kind of a little method, but you have to guess a little.
So will each assistant or one of the assistants each get a team heading into the first round?
Yep. So on Sunday night, that's always kind of a fun night. When you see your name pop up, you'll usually see 3 coaches. Just when Jenny did it, we did have some fun. Jenny would kind of project. She would be like, okay, when you see like all the prognosticators, she would kind of get work with Ben Lober, and we'd get like possibles. So they would have our managers would just have the game already cut up. So let's say we guessed that we were going to play, let's say, a team like hopefully not Fairfield, but they were pretty good this year, as you know. But whatever that team is, so we just guess. There's a little extra work, but if it's 15 or 20 minutes, we could get that film earlier. Jenny would always, she'd be rolling on the first one, and then because she was such a great strategy mind, the key games, and then there'll be another one working on the middle game, and then someone you're looking ahead. So it's pretty detailed what happens in all these coaching staffs because you're looking ahead at the brackets. So you're scouting every game. So I did a lot of recruiting, so I didn't have as many of those games. I might have, someone either really early or let's say like if you're going to play, like a South Carolina was going to play a 9 seed. We had the 9 seed ready to go just in case. But you have this whole responsibility because then you're also doing a lot of recruiting while you're watching a game where Fitz was like she had, 4 or 5 games that she was trying to break down.
Well, you mentioned Ben Lober, and always great to give him a shout out during the games if you get a challenge correct.
Yeah.
And he doesn't mind that. I said, you're a little overhyped though sometimes.
Yeah.
He does a great job. Great guy.
Yeah.
Just kind of talk about the process of about when you potentially would challenge a particular play. Would he kind of take a look at it first and then decide to go from there?
Well, it's kind of interesting. Both teams have iPads that have angles. So you can rewind it. I need to get a little better at gamesmanship. I noticed in Michigan, they'll have their kids immediately drop down and they fake tying their shoes to give you an extra second to look at it. Well, unbeknownst to me yesterday, UCLA's was glitching. So since theirs was glitching, we had ours taken away too. So you can't use it if the other team, right, which seems fair. But so we didn't have it for that first 2 quarters maybe. And we had one time that maybe we could have looked. Right. But when it is working, Ben's the coach in charge where he looks really quickly and Sean Sullivan will, confirm or say no. So they'll both look at it? Yeah, Ben is really quick with it. I looked at Ben. And then if there's time, Sean will look as well. I go a lot by my players. There's just some players know. If Kylie Feuerbach is like, I didn't touch it, I don't even need Ben. I mean, I just know Kylie is really in tune. Some other players that shall remain nameless, I'm like, well, let me check. I love you, but let me check. I'm not so sure. But Ben will also, he confirms with Kylie, but you just feel so much more confident. But Ben looks, and he's very proud of his record. I think he's only lost 1 or 2 this whole season.
And those were questionable.
They were questionable. And I have my own that I've overridden him because of that. And I am not as good as a record. But I do it when I know I don't mind a timeout anyway. Because Ben's like, well, it's not going to be ours. I don't think it's going to. I'm like, I want a timeout anyway. So then he keeps score of that, though. So that's not quite fair.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. And that just shows you everything that's going on the sideline.
Yeah, it does. There is a lot of stuff.
It's busy over there, isn't it?
It is, very much.
Because you've got the assistant coaches, obviously, that are looking at certain things and keeping track.
And there's just not enough time, and nor do you want everybody's opinion.
No.
I think, it's Ben's my guy,
You just gotta go with it. Gotta go with Ben, as they say.
Yep.
Well, Hawkeye Nation, here's something to cheer about as well, as U.S. Cellular is now part of T-Mobile. Now you're on America's largest 5G network. As the official wireless partner of the Iowa Hawkeyes, we're proud to bring a stronger network to every call, every post, and every win better together. University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, certainly proud to be the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye women's basketball all season, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right. You can learn more at uiowaenergycollaborative.com. Want to jump in the last several minutes here with a quick question. Our text line is open at 319-853-8344, and you can also email a question, hawktalk@hawkeyeradionetwork.com. We've got a couple to get to from last week, and one, I believe, already for tonight, as Hawk Talk will continue with Jan Jensen, presented by Oaknall, live from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar from Learfield.
Dives for lunch.
The Juicy Lucy. Essentially, it's a burger, but with cheese on the inside.
James Beard Award winners for dinner.
French technique, but Midwestern ingredients.
It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
March on over to Riverside Casino and Golf Resort March 26th for an unforgettable performance by country music star Tracy Lawrence. Get ready to hear iconic hits such as Paint Me a Birmingham and Time Marches On, as well as find out who your friends are in Texas Tornado. This is one country music experience you won't want to miss. Secure your tickets now for this must-see concert at riversidecasinoandresort.com or visit our gift shop. We'll see you there.
Hi, I'm Gary Dolphin, and if you want your home to be exceptionally comfortable during these cold Iowa winters and hot, humid summers, you need to turn to Dave Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Lennox has been serving Iowa consumers since 1895, when Dave Lennox built his first furnace in Marshalltown, and Lennox is still building its high-efficiency furnaces and air conditioners there today. For the best home comfort system you can buy, it's Lennox and your local Lennox dealer. Lennox and the Hawkeyes. Now there's a winning combination.
You asked for all the extreme internet performance at an all-in price, and we listened. Get 1 gig internet with a 2-year price lock and everything included. Unlimited data for non-stop streaming, powerful Wi-Fi for enhanced coverage, built-in online threat protection, and internet equipment. All for just $65 a month for 2 years. It's the extreme 1 gig internet deal you asked for. Call 844-4FASTER or visit extreme.com for details. Offer available to new customers only. Price doesn't include one-time charges, tax, and government fees.
At MidAmerican Energy, our 1.6 million customers depend on our energy 24/7. That's why we work 24/7 to deliver the safe, reliable energy you need. To keep our 99.9% reliability record, we're enhancing our technology, improving resiliency, and investing in critical infrastructure. We're generating power from all available resources to cover any increases in demand. And we're innovating to ensure you always have the energy you need. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Save time when you shop online with Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee makes it easy to order groceries online through our app or Hy-Vee.com. Pickup is always free. And if you have a Perks Plus membership, you get free delivery and free express pickup. Shop online with Hy-Vee and you can create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Talk about convenience. Order groceries online today. Check out Hy-Vee.com or download the Hy-Vee app.
In Minnesota, we don't hide from winter. We embrace it. When there's a nip in the air, we take on the trails. For every layer you wear, there's a new experience waiting for you.
It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
Welcome back to Hawk Talk with Jan Jensen from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar. Our final show here as we get ready for the NCAA tournament, and certainly concluding a terrific regular season, a great run in the Big Ten tournament. And I wanted to get to some questions that we had last week, and I've also had a couple roll in today. And Daniel asked last week, and then also just tweeted at me here last couple of minutes about the two new assistant coaching hires that you have added to the program, kind of their roles and what they've brought to the team.
Lysandra Barrett, she came from Georgia Tech, and she was a SEC Player of the Year for Louisiana Tech a few years ago and was a first-round draft pick, and coming in with a great amount of experience, and she's our recruiting coordinator. And Lysandra is just really a great person. Players love her, really good people. And she's loving Iowa. I was a little worried. You know, she's from Mississippi originally. Spent her time in the warmth of Atlanta.
Seemed like she was a little cold there in December and January.
But like now,
bad.
when you tease her right now with this beautiful March, I don't tell her it might snow tomorrow, but I said, yes, it's so great today, isn't it? No, Lysandra's great. And then we rearranged the staff a little bit. Then we hired a assistant recruiter, and that is Jazz Walker. And she came from George Washington. She's a native of Michigan. And she's a little bit younger coach, which is great. She's a little bit closer in age with the players, but really good with people. And so she works alongside with Lysandra of our organization of who's going where and who's winning and who's losing. And Lysandra works with our bigs and wings, and Jazz is more administratively with the recruiting, but she'll also help Abby with the ones and twos.
And Lysandra obviously is traveling a lot during the season, too.
Yes.
She'll meet up with us on the road, or if you're in L.A., then she went to a tournament, I think, in Las Vegas after that. So she's not
she
just with you all the time.
Yeah,
right?
no, she does a lot of the travel in between. So if you have someone that can do that, then they don't have as many of the scouts because she's out there keeping, our name, our shirt in every gym that we need it to be in. And then, of course, I'll do the kids we have to see that you're really involved with. Abby does a fair amount of recruiting, but Lysandra definitely heads that up.
Now, this time of year, what is the focus on recruiting? What class?
Right now, everybody in the state tournaments. It gets a little hectic because you have every age group playing. So you can't recruit, you can't communicate directly with anybody that's not a junior. So if your favorite freshman is playing, then you got to find who that contact is. I can't say, hey, great job, freshman. I have to go through the AAU coach or the high school coach. So you have a matrix of you're just trying to find who's winning and who's losing. And then obviously portal season will kick in here in a couple, 3 weeks.
Then you take a look at film. Everybody kind of get their advice. If you say, hey, this player looked pretty good in a particular event, then you dive in a little bit more.
Yeah, the high school film, not as much because we do so much of that in the summer and spring and fall tournaments. I personally like live high school film. You can get a little feel, but by this time we already know if they're an 8th grader, they've made the cut. Okay. And so you just keep making cuts and, elevating. If we see some film, we might all watch it together if someone sends it, on someone. But international people, that's who you watch a lot more film on. There's a lot more services popping up about them.
Do you kind of pick out a spot as far as international recruiting is concerned? Just contacts you've made, people you trust? Because that's a little harder, isn't it?
Yeah, it's harder. Yeah. It's kind of like you gotta know a guy who knows a guy. That's the best way to do international. When you go watch international tournaments, when I went down and watched McKenna Velichko in the USA basketball, then you'll see the other great teams. So you might be watching France, and all of us are watching France because she's the best 16-year-old, right? So to get a one through the back door, you kind of need to know someone who knows someone on a team that maybe she didn't make the cut, but she's pretty good, or she's maybe a year younger. I don't have as best international contacts. I prefer to do it with USA kids, and not because I would love to have some international ones, but I just know that product more, and I just can't find the guy or the woman that's my good contact. Now, we are developing some contacts in Canada, and Lysandra is working on some people that she knows, so that might come into fruition, but it's really hard. It's a big world, and their countries are also very big. Our country is very big. Australia is very big. Canada is very big. France is small, but there's different levels. So International is we're working on becoming a player in that.
All right. Well, we'll take our final break and be back with our final segment on Hawk Talk. And don't forget that you got Breakfast with the Bunny is coming up. Another opportunity to be here at the Hyatt Regency in Coralville. That'll happen on April the 4th. Certainly a family-friendly breakfast that'll include a photo with the bunny, Easter egg hunt, and all of your breakfast favorites. To make your reservations, visit the Hyatt Regency Coralville Facebook page and enjoy Breakfast with the Bunny. Also share a taste of Iowa tradition with the Eat Shop's famous cinnamon rolls and handmade pies. They're worth every bite. You can pre-order at theeatshop.com. We'll be back and wrap things up with Hawk Talk here at the Hyatt Regency after the break. This is Hawk Talk with Jan Jensen, presented by Oaknall from Learfield.
Our mission at Oaknall is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 58 years. Oaknall is located near the University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oaknall.com to learn more. We are a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
You might think Iowa grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Corn can even fuel your drive to watch the Hawkeyes play when you choose Unleaded 88. It's a fuel that's cheaper, cleaner, and greener. Plus, it's homegrown, making Unleaded 88 the clear choice at the pump and totally worth the hype. So as you head to cheer on the Hawkeyes this season, don't just fuel up. Pump it up with Unleaded 88. Find Unleaded 88 at a station near you. Go to iowacorn.org/88.
Hello, Iowa. Here's a promise. Wherever you are in this great state, University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you, even if you never walk through our doors. Educating, caring, leading research, sharing our expertise with all. Because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Hawk fans, stop in and visit the newly renovated guest rooms at Hyatt Regency Coralville Hotel and Conference Center, located in the heart of Iowa River Landing. Stay within walking distance of Extreme Arena, home of the Iowa Hawkeye volleyball team, as well as great restaurants, shopping, and scenic walking trails along the Iowa River. Hyatt Regency Coralville is also the home of Hawk Talk with Jan Jensen and Ben McCullum. Come together at Hyatt Regency Coralville, where everything you need is right here.
You asked for all the extreme internet performance at an all-in price, and we listened. Get 1 gig internet with a 2-year price lock and everything included. Unlimited data for non-stop streaming, powerful Wi-Fi for enhanced coverage, built-in online threat protection, and internet equipment. All for just $65 a month for 2 years. It's the extreme 1 gig internet deal you asked for. Call 844-4FASTER or visit extreme.com for details. Offer available to new customers only. Price doesn't include one-time charges, tax, and government fees.
We love it when the Hawkeyes do their thing, because if there's anyone who can appreciate building a legacy, it's John Deere. We've been growing our team since 1837, recruiting the best thinkers, doers, and makers to craft innovations that outpace the competition. Because whether it's cultivating the earth with a tractor or reshaping it with a 40-ton excavator, the machines we build are building America. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Final minute or so of Hawk Talk for the season, as precision matters most when your loved one is undergoing an invasive procedure. For over 40 years, CIVCO has been a trusted provider for image-guided procedures, counted on to deliver outstanding service and superior quality around the world. CIVCO Medical Solutions, making image-guided procedures safer. And just want to use the last couple of minutes to thank everybody for coming out. Makes it really enjoyable when we've got great crowds every single Monday night. And Jan, yeah, you got plenty of time. Want to
2
thank
minutes
you.
left.
Well, it just time flies when you're having fun, right?
I
want to thank you for being
How
here all
about
year
Rob
long.
Brooks, best guy in the world to host a show?
We have a lot of fun doing it.
We do. And we'll see you at Carver for the NCAAs. Let's go Hawks.
That's the next step.
Thank you, guys. Love you.
Pre-recorded Hawk Talk, Ben McCullum with Bennett Sturtz and Cam Benyo on deck.
Dives for lunch.
The Juicy Lucy. Essentially, it's a burger, but with cheese on the inside.
James Beard Award winners for dinner.
French technique, but Midwestern ingredients.
It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
We love it when the Hawkeyes do their thing, because if there's anyone who can appreciate building a legacy, it's John Deere. We've been growing our team since 1837, recruiting the best thinkers, doers, and makers to craft innovations that outpace the competition. Because whether it's cultivating the earth with a tractor or reshaping it with a 40-ton excavator, the machines we build are building America. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Can you think of anything that costs the same today as it did 10 years ago? There isn't much. That is, unless you're a Mid-American Energy customer. Thanks to all the renewable energy we're generating, our customers pay nearly the same rate for electricity today as they did back when we were all singing, "Call Me Maybe." And with Mid-American making even more investments in clean energy, you can count on enjoying those same affordable rates for the next decade. Now that's obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Go for the big Honda savings at your local Honda dealer. Go for the selection and inventory. Honda cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs are in stock and on sale. Go for the most Car and Driver 10 Best Awards with 98 trophies. And KBB.com's Best Value and Performance brand. Search your local Honda dealer today. Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
The silly moments, the proud moments, even the hard moments. They're what make life remarkable. And they're why Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here for every moment. Committed to making healthcare better, more affordable, with more choices for care. And service and coverage that give you peace of mind no matter what comes your way. So you can show up for every tender moment, every brave moment, and every wouldn't miss it for the world moment, knowing that Blue is here for you. Go to Wellmark.com/every moment to find a plan right for you.
Attention Hawkeye fans, Big Grove is proud to be an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Whether you're at the game or watching from home, Big Grove has got you covered. Enjoy an easy Eddie from the stands or visit them for every Hawkeye game at any of their 4 convenient Iowa locations in Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, or Solon. Big Grove Brewery, your official watch party headquarters of the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! Big Grove Brewery, an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes.
In Minnesota, we don't hide from winter. We embrace it. When there's a nip in the air, we take on the trails. For every layer you wear, there's a new experience waiting for you.
It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
Live from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar inside the Hyatt Regency in Coralville, this has been Hawk Talk with Jan Jensen, presented by Oak Knoll Retirement Community. Oak Knoll, a not-for-profit life plan community serving the Iowa City community for 59 years. Also brought to you by Iowa Corn. You might think Iowa just grows corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Brought to you by Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. Powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right. Bud Light, proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. University of Iowa Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Made right here in Iowa since 1895. And by your local Ford dealers. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Hawkeye Sports Network.